Hey, Oscar. Hello everyone and welcome to this evening's episode of... I have no idea what the title of these videos is, so there's no title. Anyway, you just have to ignore this little red patch on my face. It's a little bit sore, I'm not sure what's going on, so I've got some cream somewhere in the house. It's lost. Gonna find it, gonna sort it out, don't worry about it. Today's video is about little Oscar, who's watching me from afar while I record this video, and I'm gonna bring him in a minute. He's just fussing right now, so I'll just let him chill and then I'll bring him in. Today's video is about Oscar and why it is here in China that the first thing that everyone says, after saying maybe that he's cute or like, look at the baby or whatever, the first thing the second thing that people will say, not the first thing, the second thing people will say is, wow, he's so white. And anytime that I send a picture of Oscar to someone, like someone asks me, oh, let me see what Oscar's doing, or like, I haven't seen your baby, let me show me a picture. Or if I send a picture onto WeChat, which is the Chinese version of Facebook / Twitter, whatever, in one, I put a picture on there of Oscar and everyone's like, oh, he's so white, so white, so white, so white. Wow, congratulations, he's so white and this and that. And it just makes me think, like, why is that so important? But over here, it really, really is important. That's the first thing that people will say. And I can remember what... Hang on, let me just go get Oscar because he's been too crazy, and I'm just gonna bring him into the video for a minute. Hang on. Right, so here's a little noisy boy, right, Oscar? Anyway, so if you look at Chinese TV, just burped. No milk, it's okay. Right, if you look at Chinese TV, you'll notice that the vast majority of people that are actually on the TV are almost as white as paper. But if you go to China and you look around at the vast majority of people, you'll notice that most people are not as white as paper. Most people are, anyway, not as white as paper. So it's kind of the thing that over here, to be white as paper is the... Alright, I'm gonna put this baby down, I'll come right back to you. Oscar, goodbye. Anyway. See how hard it is? Hang on. So, you'll notice that on the TV, like I said, everyone is sort of like white, like whiter than white. And that is the only color of Chinese people being represented on the TV in any, like, in any form, whether it's the news, the weather, a movie, anything. The only time you'll see someone in China on TV with their real color is when they are playing or portraying someone who is poor or from the countryside, like, and doesn't know anything. Anyone on the TV that's supposed to be from a city, smart, got a good job or whatever, is going to be as white as paper. Whether it's makeup, whether it's through the lights that they use, or whether it's through computer editing, that's what you'll see. So they see this as like a really positive thing, not just in a sort of, they're not being racist, because they don't have racism as such here. But what it is, it's like they see this white skin thing as being like a pure thing, a good luck thing, a wealth thing. There are many phrases in Chinese that they talk about how good someone is because of the whiteness of their skin and stuff like that. And there's so many things on the market here, like for bleaching the skin. Bleaching the skin, I'll come back to it a little bit later on in this video. But the connotations of having white skin and being like special, or like some kind of gift, it's quite, I don't know, I feel weird about it sometimes. You know, people, when they see me, they're like, oh, He's whiter than you. Are you jealous? And I think to myself, am I jealous because he's whiter than me? It's like a bit of an awkward question to ask, isn't it? I'm just like, how do I answer that? I say, yes, I'm jealous of him because he's whiter than me. Like, I'm jealous of my son because he's whiter than me. Like, what kind of an idiot of a father am I? Or if I say, no, I'm not jealous of him, does that mean that to them, is that like saying like, oh, so you don't like him because he's white? It's like, I don't really care like what color, what skin shade, what skin tone he has. It doesn't, as long as he's not like, you know, white or brown with the green patches, you know, I would feel a bit strange if that was the case, like what happened. But like, I don't know. Feels a bit weird, but that's something I want to like leave to you to think about, like, because I know in the world, like historically, white has been, you know, if it ain't white, it ain't right. That's the kind of phrase from, I don't know where the hell I got that phrase from, but I heard of it. But I think the world is coming around these days, 21st century, 2019, to like, you know, people of all different kinds of colors can be good. You know, white isn't always right. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I don't have a thing for like, you know, white or black or brown or anything. I don't care, to be honest. I care more about what kind of person the person is that I'm speaking to. Like, if they are an idiot and they're white, then they're an idiot. If they're an idiot and they're black, they're still an idiot. Doesn't make them any less or more of an idiot because of the colour of their skin. So I don't know, maybe that's just how I feel. I grew up in the UK, so maybe being around so many people of different races and whatever over time has given me that kind of idea. I'm used to seeing different kinds of people, you know, in good situations and bad situations, so I don't particularly think that the colour of the skin makes too much difference. At least, I don't notice it. Anyway, that brings me on to the colouring of the skin thing, like this, you know, buying the what's it called, like the moisturising creams and whatever that have whitening stuff in there. And that's something that I'm not going to allow Oscar to use while he's growing up here, because for sure it's something that will be bought. They buy this stuff for the kids, like from a really young age, to start like bleaching the skin to make it white. And you can see this because, you know, it's like makeup. They wash the face or they moisturize the face, and you have that kind of line that goes like down here, and you just know that like that kid has had their face bleached. And it's not like surgical or whatever. It's just like, you can buy them in any supermarket, just like a normal face wash. Actually, it's difficult to find a face wash for women that doesn't have whitening. It's very difficult to find one that doesn't have it. It's like the standard here. But in the UK, I'm not gonna say, you know, other Western countries, because I don't know for sure, but in the UK, it's definitely a thing that people have tanning stuff, isn't it? So people go to the tanning booth, tanning salon, whatever you call it now, and people buy the fake tan as well. So, you know, I used to work in a company where there was a girl and she had so much fake tan on. It used to be all over her clothes and on her hands, and it would just go everywhere. And I would always wonder to myself, like, why do you bother? It feels like, you know, you've got the colour of your skin going, you've got the fake tan, but then it's like you're a mess because it's going everywhere. And like, it just looked, the same thing happens here for the whitening. It does the same thing. They use like, I don't know what the hell they use, but they use some weird stuff. A lot of the time it's the face cream, and then it's the makeup as well. Oh my god, it's like talcum powder, just like that white. Sometimes you see people and you're like, oh, and a lot of people are like, wow, so beautiful, so white. It's like nothing else matters, but you're white, like so white. I'm not talking like white like the race. I'm talking white like paper. It's ridiculous. So I can't knock them for bleaching the skin, because people in the West go to tanning booths and people go sunbathing, so it's the opposite. Changing the colour of your skin for what reason? I don't know. But I just think when you see a baby, the first thing you point out is the color of the skin. Just feels to me a little bit like, I don't want Oscar growing up thinking, you know, that's what you're supposed to do when you meet people. Wow, you're so white. Congratulations. Like, especially if he's going to grow up in the UK, he can't go around saying that. He's going to get himself knocked out. So, I don't know. I'm just going to have to try and like, it's difficult though, because when you meet people for the first time, it just comes out their mouth. So how do you prevent the baby from hearing it when he's growing up? I just think it's so weird and unnecessary. But it's the culture here, so I don't know. What's your opinion? Let me know in the comments down below. My personal feeling is that Oscar right now is very pale, but I think as he gets a little bit older, he'll get a little bit more color on him, and I think he will be somewhere, some shade between me and Hillary. I don't think he's going to remain as white as he is right now. It doesn't matter if he does, but that's my personal opinion, because just based on myself when I was a baby, I'll show you, I had much lighter skin than I do now, and I think that this is something like the pigment comes in a certain age or something. I don't know, I'm just guessing. It doesn't really matter, I don't really care, but I just don't think it's necessary to always be like, hey, yeah, you, yeah. I mean, if he is really white, does he need to be told that? Like, doesn't he know that? Wow, you're so white. Like, yeah, I know. That's the only thing he'll be able to say when he's older. Anyway, I'm rambling on, so we're gonna end it here. I will see you tomorrow for hopefully not another rant. Come on, please let there be nothing to rant about, but there always is something to rant about. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Goodbye.